Who among us has never feared something? I personally can't remember a time in my life where I didn't fear something. It's one thing or the other. I personally don't strive to be fearless. I strive to progressing, to moving forward, despite the fear that I feel. And I take that approach because I'm not confident that fear is something that I can rid myself of completely. And I do know that fear sometimes is useful. I wouldn't drink a drink unless I saw when the drink was poured into the glass, or I saw when the drink was open. And that's from a fear of what if somebody put something in it. I wouldn't walk in a dark alley because I fear what if I'd get harm in this situation. And so sometimes fear is useful as it cautions us, as it allows us to do things that will contribute to our safety. And sometimes fear can also be crippling too. It's what if. It's perceiving that the absolute worst thing that could happen might happen. It's fearing that something that we've always wanted, something that we've always dreamed of, we'll never attain it. Sometimes fear is an indication of how meaningful something that we're working for is to us. Because who fears not receiving something or losing something that's of no value to them? However, when it's not controlled, when we've allowed it to cloud our judgment, when we've allowed it to lead us to a place of hopelessness, it can be crippling. And when it gets to that place, destroying it completely should not be the goal. It's getting up, it's moving forward, it's taking steps despite how we feel. That should be the goal. Because that will always be a reminder in the future when you feel fearful, when you feel like you can't do something, when you worry that things won't go your way. You'll remember the time before that when you felt that way and you did it despite the fear. You'll understand, or you'll be able to admit to yourself that most of the things that you feared in the past, the things that you worried about, most of the times, those things worked out better than you'd imagined or hoped it could. To be brave and courageous doesn't mean that you won't feel afraid. It doesn't mean that you won't be fearful. It means that despite how you felt, you proceeded. Despite how you felt, you tried. Despite how you felt, you moved on. Despite how you felt, you're actively doing things to make your life better.